Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapping Chronicles. We're coming back at you with another Ratchet video. This time we have a Blackhawk Ratchet, a half-inch drive tool, and if you notice something pretty peculiar about this one, it's one of those quick release, quick clean type of ratchets that we are more familiar in this, the craftsman of this style of ratchet. And I'm always shocked when I see these different brands, especially this Blackhawk that is a product or a copy of that, even though that they're not copies really, because these are all made by a particular company and they're all connected. But before we jump into all that, if you could do me a favor and hit the like and hit the subscribe button if you find any of this saga of the quick clean, quick release ratchets at all interesting. And like I said, I think the first one that we pretty much saw of this style was the Craftsman, and they had two models. They had that one and they had this one, which is closely related to this one. And this one's a little bit more complicated because you had to press the button all the way in, and that's how you took out the mechanism. Pretty simple, but maybe not simple to make, because you had all these extra mechanism parts that you had to, I guess, produce to get that effect. And that one, you just stick this little pin in here like that, and that keeps it in place. These, and here's another one. This one is a Proto Challenger. Same as these three here. Same mechanisms. These have, this one didn't have a thumb wheel on the top and the bottom like these. These have the little wheels on the top and bottom, but this wheel is really what keeps the mechanism together and is part of the quick release, quick clean. You want to call it a gimmick, you can call it a gimmick. These you take apart by pressing down on the disc here, and you rotate the disc and it pops out like this. You rotate the disc, it has a little like raised part here, and it sticks into that cutout there like that, and it sits in there, and that's what keeps it from rotating and coming off when you don't want it. And then when you want to open it up and clean it, you press down, kind of squeeze it and press down, then you get it to this over here, this part, and that's where you are able to take it apart. This one is pretty much as found. When I bought it, it said it's a little bit needs something or another. Let's see what it needs. Let's open it up. Hopefully it's quick release. Okay, let's check it out, and we see what it needs. It needs a good cleaning. This looks like some grease, some old grease, dried grease or something. And we pull it out. And we see it's pretty dirty. Let me show you how it sounds when it was ratcheting. Pretty muffled. Pretty muffled. You can hear that that old grease in there, keeping it from sounding crisper. And that's what it looks like inside. Not bad. The broaching looks pretty good. The teeth look pretty good. Can't tell you how many teeth. I would say maybe 60 teeth on this. So not quite that coarse, but not a very fine tooth ratchet. Has the Blackhawk, and did I mention this was the 49946? And there's speculation that these were made in the USA. The only thing I know that I can say that I've seen is that I've seen packaging for the Craftsman, vintage packaging, and on that packaging it did say made in the USA, but I have my doubts. These are products of Stanley. Challenger Proto, Stanley. Blackhawk is Stanley, another Stanley company. So these were all made by Stanley, but like I said, I'm not too convinced these were made in the USA. Stanley, I think, got into trouble maybe back in the 80s or around that time, I think, for labeling things that were not really made in the USA as USA. This could be part of that whole problem they got into. Like I said, I'm not convinced it's made in USA. This one doesn't have all that mechanism that one has, where you press it in for the quick release. It has different buttons on it. This, I guess they simplified it. They just put some ball detents with springs underneath there, and they got the wheel. Like I said, it just goes in and turns around, and the ball detents kind of push the thumb wheel out a little bit to keep it in place. This is kind of a sort of a Facom style mechanism. There is like a spring. It looks like a heart spring there that moves the pawl back and forth on a ledge. This one looks like a pretty good sized pawl. It's like a pretty wide, decent sized pawl. What we know about Facom is that they don't like to be this dirty, and all that black hard grease or whatever, dirty grease, is gonna make them not work that great. But kind of an interesting design. It's also quick release, though. It has all the bells and whistles. It has the pin in the front here that makes it quick release. Also has a ball detent on the side, I guess to push it more up for some reason. I guess maybe the tolerances were not that great or something. I don't know. I gotta check that out. But there is that ball detent there also on the bottom side of the pawl, and that's what it looks like when it's switching back and forth. And to put this together, it only goes in one way. There's a cutout here, and you can see there's not a cutout there. This cutout is for, I guess, this round part down here to sit in, like so. And then you take your disc like that, and you squeeze it again, and you get those two little raised parts in their spot. Okay, now it should be working like so. I don't know. Seems kind of gimmicky to me, but I don't know. Like I said, you guys be the judge of that. The only other thing I can add to these is the markings. This one has Blackhawk on the front, and on the back there's nothing. The brother to this one on the Craftsman side doesn't have any markings on the front. On the back it just has the models for that one. This one, nothing on the back. On the front says Proto, Challenger, and I guess the model number. And the difference in this one as opposed to that Craftsman is that it has the model number on top with, I guess, the maker, EE. I think that might be the letters for Stanley. Has a 7, and on the bottom it has the Craftsman. It says patent pending. So there you go. Alright guys, that's all I got for now. Until next time.